Hi all, welcome to my latest world record in Max Payne 3 New York Minute Hardcore. New York Minute Hardcore is a mode where no deaths are allowed and the difficulty is a hybrid between medium, hard and old school. Let's jump into it. This is my yesterday's world record played with Tropical Max because it is a very fitting skin for summer. Okay, so I'm gonna be quickly trying to explain all I'm doing here. I'm shooting these three guys, then immediately pressing control to run, holding control I mean. Then jumping here on the balcony, shooting the door, because that is the fastest way to go. Hi all. And then here I'm pressing enter to skip the cutscene, then pausing and unpausing the game, otherwise it would crash. Shooting this guy here again, holding control, because holding control is a bit faster than just normally, running fast walking. And this part it is very delicate little timing to get the running kill screen, and I got it here. Rolling across the stairs, because it is faster than walking across the stairs.
Rodrigo was too rich a prop.
Now rolling out of cover while holding W, because that is the fastest way to leave cover. And I got the second little kill screen there, and that was luck. It is timing based, but it is like very specific. You have to shoot the guy in the millisecond. Have to be totally precise. And I'm not totally precise, so it's rare that I get both running kill screens. Here jumping and shooting the four guys, because that's the fastest way to go. Whenever there is a checkpoint in Max Payne 3, you would have to jump into the checkpoint, and whenever killing the last guy triggers the next checkpoint, you can jump and kill him. It is fast, because the in-game timer counts bullet time slowly, as it is. And I'm sorry immediately for my broken English, I'm from Croatia. It's not my first language. I'm gonna do my best with this. And that is chapter 1. Pretty good chapter 1 by my standards. Thank you, Giovanni Jimenez. Appreciate your comment. And here, the beginning of chapter 2. It's all straightforward here. Again, rolling across the stairs in this part.
But that was no surprise.
You can pick up the Uzi here. It is here, but sometimes you can mistake and pick up the revolver, and you don't want to pick up the revolver. It's the worst weapon for a speedrun. But you can pick up the Uzi here and roll across the stairs. Max Payne is the only character that can roll across the stairs so fast. Again jumping into the checkpoint because it's faster.
Son of a bitch.
In this disco part, shoot these four guys fast, and then another four guys that pop through the door. Get them as fast as possible, and you trigger a running kill screen that saves 1 second compared to a normal kill screen that you get if you shoot them a bit slower. Thank you, Mustafa, much love. Much love. Now this is a strat discovered by C. Jacobs. Not going around this circular part in the middle, but jumping through it. Now here I triggered the first future data skip, and future data basically allows you to teleport through a little part of the game. I will link in the description the full explanation for it, I'm no expert. But it allows you to skip small sections of the game, which is useful and made this speedrun a minute faster than it was before. Now if you shoot those first guys fast enough, the other guys will pop up faster than usual, which happened there. And another new strat, and it's the first new strat besides Future Data here, shooting the ladder to get that guy, discovered by Ice Luigi. Yeah, more Max Payne coming for sure. And this part is a little RNG based, depending on where the guys come running. Got a good RNG there. Using a little bit of bullet time here to get the guy faster. And now it's time for the first skip, let's say. I mean, since I didn't trigger Future Data yet, say this is the first skip. And that is walking across this fence here. Gotta be precise with this. And here do a hard flick. I usually turn up my mouse sensitivity for this part. And then jump to the other side. Jumping across this little fence here because it saves a little bit of time. And triggering Future Data here. Now how you do that is first in the cutscene you press escape plus enter at the same time. Sometimes it doesn't work, but then you gotta retry. And when you come to the point where you can trigger Future Data, you just pause the game and it loads the next chapter or the next segment. Discovered by AK Keon and Daniel the Assassin 1. And the Future Data skips that work for New York Main Hardcore were discovered by It's Sam on PC or Gallows 211. Here, Pass is teleported here. And sometimes in very rare instances you can use passes to bounce you to the other end of the room when he teleports like that. But that just happened like twice to me. It's a very lucky strat.
About the same as before. Looking forward to getting out of this shithole.
Let's go, Max.
It didn't sound like we were the only
I
ones.
turned up my mouse sensitivity here again, I think,
these guys off.
to roll across the stairs easier.
This town had more smoke and mirrors than
And in this part, since I got the gun before, just jump and shoot the 4 guys while in bullet time in the air. Otherwise, if you don't get the gun, it's a bit risky for the next section. So you might wanna jump in a way that allows you to kill the last guy while you're not in bullet time, so you can collect some bullet time for this next part. This is for me the trickiest part in chapter 3, especially like this without bullet time, because if you don't time this right, this last guy spawns a bit later and it can be a 10-second time loss. But here it all went well.
It was time to introduce our sniping pal to
I'm
something
picking
more
up the rifle
intimate,
here because I will
short
need it for the next section, which requires some long-range aim. And you can't aim
Whatever you say.
long range with pistol or an Uzi. Another jump into the checkpoint. And this part here. This last guy decides to stay back, sometimes he does that, no problem. Picking up the Uzi because it's my favorite weapon.
Looks like a
And it
VIP
is
lounge or something.
better for
I'm gonna
spraying
check it out.
for sure than the rifle. And it doesn't matter, you know, the running speed with the rifle and the Uzi and the pistol is all the same. And also the speed while you're running and spraying. It's all the same. But, you know, it might be a little bit of a psychological thing for me. to like spraying with Uzi so much. And it has a bit faster firing rate. Another lucky running kill
Looking for
screen
something
there.
that ain't here, I guess.
Rare one. Here, jumping across the fence to get the 6 guys. I missed one there. It's no problem, it's a minor time loss, because I'll get him here now. Can even allow him to shoot me a little bit, because I got enough health, and that was a lucky shot there.
Okay, I'm in.
I now gathered some bullet time for the sniping section here.
How's it looking, Max? Help me out here, Max. Now take out the other 2.
Sometimes when you get the first 3 guys here fast enough, there is a glitch which allows passes to go underneath the stairs.
Top of the stairs, Max.
Glitch through the stairs, and the aiming reticle positions closer to the enemies.
Do something about those 2 at the top of the stairs. There's another one on the other side of the railing. There's 3 more in front of me, Max. Shoot 1 more of them.
I can only shoot one at a time.
Turn up my sensitivity again here,
All right, I'm making a run
because
for it.
otherwise I'll have to swipe my mouse all the way around. And this actually is my personal best time for this part. I don't see live split on my screen while I'm playing,
Before any more show up.
because I play in full screen mode, so I usually check my time here. And I didn't skip this cutscene because I had a bad itch in my eye.
Listen to me, you head for the chopper. We
And
need to be
have to
ready to
take
get the
care of
hell
that.
out of here. I guess I'll stay on the money.
Before continuing, I know it's not very professional for a speedrunner to be doing that, but I just had to that time. Sorry
Now we
about
got another
that.
sniper on me. So let me deal with this guy first.
All right, bro. I'm moving too. Stay in touch.
Just gonna let the cutscene play here. So how's everybody doing in chat? You all good? Thank you for the nice comments. I know 5 viewers isn't quite a number for a channel with 2000.
Place was
Nah.
like Fort Knox.
2090.
Pesos.
How to say? I forgot English.
Pesos.
It's broken.
Got you on the
Nearly
security camera.
300,000 subscribers.
Somewhere in this
But I don't care. I'm doing this for the love of Max Payne 3.
What's
And
going on
maybe
there?
if somebody
guys that came to rob us.
sees this and decides to speedrun Max Payne 3,
Remind me again,
it's
who
mission
are these
accomplished for
fine
me.
gentlemen?
But even if not, I don't care.
Paramilitaries, I don't know.
Paramilitaries.
Right-wing guns for hire, ex-cops, military, I don't know. They can handle weapons.
What's going on now?
Guy's pleading for his life.
Guy is pleading for his life. He's saying that Fabiana is being held at the docks up the Chiete River. Passos Law is so dramatic. It's
There
either,
goes the money.
he's either being
Always
dramatic
lost a
and
wife
complaining,
$3
or
million bucks.
uh,
Boss will be giving us a raise at this
using his
rate.
dry humor
Messed up, all right.
try to entertain Max, which usually
Out
doesn't
of this
work.
place.
And in speedrunning sense, he's just a
I'll meet you at the chopper.
nuisance. he usually just gets in your way, or if you in the
I
sections
had a
where
hole in
he's
my
your
second
partner.
favorite drinking
You know,
bar,
there is a rare
and the
time that
only way
he
we were
actually
likely to
managed
get
to kill
Fabiana
an
back now was in
NPC,
installments.
but usually an
Whoever our
NPC kills him
uninvited
if you
guests
leave him
were,
behind.
I was about done playing soldiers.
Which is like in chapter 4, which is coming up now. That's possible in chapter 8. And I think that's... yeah, in chapter 3 too.
Okay,
Gathered
I'm
some
going
bullet
up.
time there for this next part.
Believe me, I ain't gonna drag this out.
And this was a personal best time for me at the end of chapter 3, since I've started using the future data skips.
We'd have destroyed Sao Paulo's most hallowed place of worship. Looking back, it was strange
Now
how the cops never showed up.
this is another
Things had a
little
habit
part
of
where you
only
have to
making
shoot the
sense
guys
me,
fast to
looking
get a
back
running
long
kill
after I'd
screen.
run out of time to
And what I
fix
mean
them.
by that, if you don't understand, is this part here, the cinematic part. Max sometimes runs in this part, sometimes he
This
walks.
is a bad idea.
But usually if you are fast, there is a bigger chance that he runs. Mostly it's RNG based. RNG means random number generator. Random number generated luck. It's luck. And that's it for chapter 3. Playing through the first 3 chapters so many times.
I don't know
Consider the run
why I
starting for me in this chapter
guess I
here.
never liked
Triggering future data for the segment downstairs. Had to wait a little bit here, press right mouse button, because the guy is sometimes slow to pop up there. Jumping across the bar here, because it's the fastest way to go. 180. And trying to get the guys as fast as possible as usual, and then pausing to trigger future data to teleport into the next segment. Didn't get dual pistols, but it's okay.
I ain't waiting to see who else shows up. Come on.
I thought about saying the cops.
Now here I don't
This
skip
was
the
no time
cutscene
for
immediately,
bad
because
jokes.
when I did, sometimes the game would soft lock me and the run would be over. Figured out that waiting a little bit helps. Picking up the
It was
Uzi
hard
here,
seeing Brewer
whenever
go
there
out
is an
like
Uzi
that.
to pick,
But I got to thinking,
better pick
it was
it.
what he was waiting for. A chance to make a
Although,
difference. At
picking
least
up
that's what
weapons,
helps me sleep at night.
costs you 1 second or a bit less, but that's no problem, especially when you're entering a checkpoint,
Scramble away from
because when
what's
rolling
left of
into
your
a
life
checkpoint,
over dead bodies and
doesn't
few
lose
loose
time.
roof tiles. If I thought
Actually
things
even
through,
saves
I may
like
have sat down and let
0.1
myself
second
burn right there.
when you roll at the right time, like immediately before the checkpoint. This part is a bit tricky, I didn't get this guy, so I'll get him later. And I didn't get the gas tank. Failed the jump here. This jump there is a little glitchy, because sometimes you think you got it and you bounce into a wall. Expressing my disappointment that it failed by shaking the mouse.
There were wrecks all around, and not the kind you fix up for a weekend
I'm
project.
not pressing
These were
E
the wrecks you crossed
to
the
just
road
climb
to
over
avoid.
the walls, but jumping over them, that saves a tiny bit of time.
They don't need to second guess us when they're covering all
Loses
the
bullet time unless you press shift immediately after you jump into bullet time. hard to get the timing every time. Pressing H here to switch to shoulder aim, so I have more angle to get these four guys here. And I stopped in this very part here because this is the only part you can stop without losing time in this part. As you can see on top left, the in-game timer stopped, and in the top right, of course, because the timer is set to follow the in-game timer.
I'm fine with the leather.
There's plenty here. Going back.
This don't show the
Here it doesn't matter for this part, you can
Scotch won't
shoot this 5-6 guys a bit slower, because it triggers at the same time, you know, the pass is starting to fast walk towards the next part, towards opening the fence. And now chapter 5, another chapter where future data is used. And this is a strat I discovered, let's say. If it can even be called
So
strat.
far, I'd managed to keep a low profile, a bit out of character for a guy who's only comfortable with a bottle of whiskey or a gun in his
I
hand.
don't know, it's not a strat, sorry, I got confused, I thought it was another part. Just shooting the two guys.
I didn't want to think about what would be happening on that. I had to
Natalie
keep moving.
Toft. I watched like 5 hours of your GTA 5 walkthrough, help. Sorry, but I don't know how I can help you. I thank you for watching. Hope it was good. I don't know which walkthrough you watched, if it's the old one, like the 21-hour 100%. I hope you didn't watch that one, but the new one with the natural vision graphics mods, because that one is a bit better. Actually a lot better, but no gold medals. Didn't get the running kill screen there. Jumping towards the door where the checkpoint is, and now immediately pausing the game to trigger future data. Shooting the gas can first to get those 3 guys up there, even though it doesn't matter if you get secured. But here you hold the W and control, start running immediately, otherwise it
But I had just about enough sense to know that I'd end up with another dead girl in my arms if I did.
And again, getting guys fast triggers a running kill screen.
I opened the door to the next circle of this low-rent hell.
Here I don't bother with enemies, I just crawl across the stairs, even though you can take some damage. It's usually a little bit like here. And now this is a bit tricky. You need to kill exactly 5 guys here, so the next enemies spawn here in front of you, not behind you. Because if they spawn behind, it's time loss, definitely. Because even if you kill them fast, you have to go back so the audio formats triggers and you can even trigger the next checkpoint at all. Now you gotta be careful here, because this is the only part where you can trigger future data. And sometimes future data doesn't trigger correctly, but from what I figured out, it triggers correctly like 99% of the time when you hold escape plus enter for 1 second, and if it doesn't work you wait for another second, 0.5 seconds, and then try it, not immediately. watch out. Because the guys in the boat do a lot of damage, you gotta get rid of them first. As well as in the next part here. There's some more guys in the boat. And after you get them, you don't even have to bother with these guys, because here you pause and it triggers the future beta. And you are teleported into chapter 5.2.
Shit, more company.
This is not one of my favorite chapters. So my least favorite one, 60, gets repetitive. It's all straightforward here, just shooting boats, shooting the guys on the shore, and shooting the guys wherever else. Thank you, Flossing, I appreciate it.
Looking good, bro.
Gotta watch out for these molotovs here, because if the boat gets hit by one, they run solo. Turns like the boat and passes his Sonic Spark, and he and Max get shot in the water by the younger guys on boats. And it's not like that. It just says failed, but I assume
We
that's
can't lose her.
the scenario behind it. That's why you can use bullet time.
What the fuck?
To make sure you get the molotovs.
We need to get past that decoy boat.
We got engine trouble.
Well, fix it quick there, Captain. We need to move.
This part is totally random. You don't even have to shoot all the guys here.
I nearly got it.
And the speed of shooting doesn't matter.
Piece of shit.
But in this next part here, you have to go fast.
Over
So
there,
you
man,
can
over
shoot
there.
the large
I know.
against them fast.
Now, Paso.
In the first possible moment.
I think she'll go if you give us a second.
After you shoot it, you shoot the gas guns to the right. Shoot one enemy, and then shoot the gas can to the left. It's invisible, but it's there. The fastest way to explode them the fastest.
I can catch Fabiana's boat if you give these guys
For
a
the
little
struts, you shoot the pirates. Sometimes you can get lucky and this 4th truck and 5th truck explode at the same time. That saves 2-3 seconds. It happened that time.
Hey, that's them. We're back.
Now this here is an important little skip I discovered. You have to shoot these 3 guys in the boat fast, and then shoot these 2 guys in the boat fast, and the 3rd boat spawns on the left, which respawns the last boat that would usually spawn in this section and saves 10 to 15 seconds. Hi Carter Kerman.
I'll drive if you can get these boats out of our way.
But you also have to shoot all the other boats and the guys in them to make sure you trigger the checkpoint early. Hi Shaheen, Javed Ali.
The place was crawling. How many guys they got?
How
And
many
that
poor
was it,
kids
that
want
was the
nice
last
sneakers?
boat.
It ain't hard to hire.
On this part again here,
We're on 'em again.
it's all random. I'm not sure.
Coming this close to let her go.
I'm
Because
afraid
I
this
usually-
shit's gonna come down to more than willpower.
I like best here. I didn't try not shooting the guys and seeing here. It's the same pace
Jesus!
as shooting the boat.
Gonna hit the pier!
In this little part you gotta watch out so you don't shoot Fabiano. That happened to me a couple times. And that brings on chapter 6, one of my favorites.
Get down behind the desk now, both of you.
RNG doesn't play a role here, except in the large shootout in the office. It's gonna be as fast as possible shooting the guys.
The real security guards had been run off, paid off, or bumped off. That left us. It wasn't a fantastically comforting thought.
As usual, jumping towards cutscenes or checkpoints.
Keeping the right people out.
Another jump here because it's the fastest way.
Are we dead?
No such luck. We gotta go.
It's through here.
And another one. Now here my strategy is starting from the right, going towards the left. Gotta be fast here because the two furthest guys sometimes move around and hide behind cover if you're not. And this is a little bit of a tricky part. Again, gotta be as fast as possible. It's a bit RNG based, but if you're as fast as possible, usually less enemies will spawn than usual. Sometimes 7 enemies spawn, sometimes 8, sometimes 10, 11. Here I got a bit lucky.
Bronco's office overlooked the atrium. I could check in and make sure he hadn't checked out.
Hello, Wolex Dominic. Yeah, I finished San Andreas 9 times.
There it went.
Thank you.
He was tucked up safe. Now I needed to make it to the lobby to complete my sweep of the building, for what that was worth.
Now you gotta watch out, all the guys in this part are dead. Otherwise one of them that are not the driver can take the wheel and run you over, which happened to me in the past. Another jump here. Trying to get all 4 in one jump, just barely got it. In this part you don't have to jump, but it's safer to jump if you don't have bullet time. If you have bullet time, it can be a bit faster to just leave cover and shoot the armor guy and the other two. And my favorite chapter now, full of exciting action and high drama and shooting. Being sarcastic, it's not my least favorite. I don't know why they even included this in New York Name Hardcore. They should have just left this out.
Perfect. If I wasn't immolated, I was gonna get crushed to death.
You can see the timer is even paused here.
Look at me.
Usually check
I've been
my time
contracted to
doing
protect
this
2
part.
people. One was being held in some hole. The other was sitting at his desk with a bullet in his head. And the company that had its logo on my paycheck was melting on top of my head. There's no way one bomb could have done all this. Unless
No
the place
way
was
one
made
bomb
of
could have done all
gasoline.
this.
This whole
No
joint
way.
must have been rigged.
And here there is a little skip that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. If you shoot 2 guys fast enough, but starts running at high speed, it saves a few seconds.
Rodrigo or not, Fabricast Bronco is
I
falling
think I got him
apart quite
fast enough there,
literally.
but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Despite his manners, I'd done him a favor. This didn't look like a room where Rodrigo closed multi-million-dollar deals. It looked like a fiery hellhole.
Here you wait a little bit before shooting the last guy,